Hey, Kayla. Thanks for joining my live. Yes, girl. I'm taking these twists out tomorrow, and they better be fucking juicy, okay? They better be juicy. Hi, Jerry. Hi, everyone. We are just waiting for Kosi. Oh, I should leave that on. It's like an extra light. If you can't stay for the whole live, guess what? I'm going to be putting these on YouTube. I got my screen recording, so we should be able... So I'm going to start putting them on YouTube, too. It's going to be a part of a playlist called Cherry and Friends. So, yeah. This twist out is kind of cute. Like, I could wear my hair like this and nobody not look at me crazy. I got my little baby hair slicked. I only did that for the live because I didn't want to look crazy. Casper is not on punishment still. He's sitting right here on the floor. I know I said that I was going to leave Casper in his crate for a whole day because he tried to bite me. But, hi, Mike. I'm talking about my dog. So, my dog tried to bite me yesterday, and it was like very aggressive. Like it was like a switch turned on, and Tasha, you're crazy. It was like a switch turned on, and he tried to fucking take my hand off and was barking at me and shit. And so I put him in his crate and I gave him a whooping, not a real whooping. I only hit him like 3 times. So yeah, that's what Dean is asking if my dog is still on punishment, because that nigga tried to bite me yesterday. But I don't know. I feel like maybe, like the other day we fell asleep on the couch and he was on the, like at my feet. And I feel like maybe I kicked him in his head. And, cause now I can't touch his head. He'd be all snappy and stuff. So I gotta take him to the vet. That's the long story. Less long. So yeah. Free Casper. I mean, Casper is free. Thank you. I blow dried it before I twisted it. So that, because I was like, oh, I want to have like a, kind of like a wave, like, I don't know, like a more, I feel like if I blow dry my hair before I do the twists, it's more of a more defined twist. Because it's not my curl pattern trying to come through with the twist curl. So, and they all juicy, they all fat. I like them fat. Pause. Me and Casper are still beefing low-key, like low-key, but like at the same time, hi Joe, at the same time, I'm still trying to get him, I'm still trying to be nice, because I don't want us to be beefing like forever. I gotta live with this nigga. No pause. Look, listen, I mean, I don't know who in here, if they would be offended or not. So, hi Luis. So yeah. Hi Akil. Friends aren't here yet. I'm still waiting on friends. Hey Mark. I'm still waiting on friends to join my live. Juicy and fat. Look. I like them juicy. I like them fat. Not the one in the back. The ones in the back, they're not fat though. I think my hair is sparse back there. Hi Kenny. So yeah, we're just waiting on Kosi. Yo, I swear, niggas love to be late for shit. They love to make an entrance. Like, niggas love to make an entrance. This shit's supposed to start at 5. Tasha, you silly. I mean 5. It's supposed to start at 11. Once you just walk into Mark, I'm talking about my hair. I like the twists fat and juicy. They're fat and juicy right now. Yeah, I don't know about why Kosi is late. He literally hit me up like, hey, so what's this? What is this? Maybe he lost track of time or something. So yeah, what y'all got going on today? I'm recording. Bro, relax. I'm recording my podcast. My dog hears somebody at the door. I can't even get up because I don't got no pants on. So I can't even get up to like, yo, bro, come here. I can't even get up to go see like, wait, right, nigga, go home. Casper, relax. Go home. He went. Yo, people always be making fun of me. Yeah, Joe, I just got a dog a month ago. That nigga tried to fucking bite me yesterday too. He had to get a whooping. But he's so cute and white and little. I will show you him. This is Casper. This is Casper. He's 6. Sit down. He listens to me. Okay, my nigga is fucking trained. All right. Get up and open the doors for the people. I'm not getting up and opening the fucking door. Yo, we were on my Instagram live. Hi, Kosi. I'm gonna add you in a second. We were on my YouTube live, and I wasn't wearing pants, and I forgot, and I picked my dog up to put him on the floor. He was on my lap. I put him on the floor, and my friend, she's like, bitch, because nobody addressed it in the live, and she's like, bitch, you just had your whole ass out on live. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize. My bad. Oops, that's my window. Right. But yeah, she was like, you just had your whole ass on live. I'm like, yo, I didn't even realize it. My bad. I mean, not my bad, 'cause I really don't give a fuck. But yeah, definitely brought the kick out on accident. Kosi, you declined? You must not be ready. Hi, Stacy. I don't know what Casper's problem is right now. I feel like I put the phone back. Yo, I'm so fucking extra. Let me tell y'all. I bought a pop socket. Oh, I can show you the pop socket I bought because I bought my friend one. So I bought a pop socket, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a pop socket stand. So when I do my Instagram lives, I can just sit my phone there. Let me show y'all my pop socket. I know y'all don't give a fuck. Hold on. Look at my pop socket. It's so cute. Me and my friends. I don't really like these niggas for real, but I got all these pictures of them around my house and shit. Yeah, I got all these pictures of these niggas around my house and shit. I don't even like them. I got them on my fucking pop socket. Look, I got a fucking mouse pad. We're waiting on Comfy Cozy. Hi, Arthur. Yo, for those of y'all who used to watch my story when I would be like, hi, Arthur, and he'd be like, hey, Sarah. Hawkeye is Arthur. What's up, Kosi? With the daily do-rags? I can't hear you.
Yo, what's good?
Okay, I can hear you now. Hi, Kate. So, let me turn my sound up so I can actually hear you. I had to turn my sound down earlier today because I was on a meeting for work and I was doing shit on my phone and like, look, I need to multitask.
I hear that.
So, yeah. I guess we can get started. Thank you for everybody who is tuned into my live.
Damn,
I'm Cherry Poppins. For those of y'all who don't follow me, I have a YouTube show called Daily Affirmations with Cherry Poppins where I say a quote and basically tell you guys what it means to me or why do we need to apply this quote to our lives or I bet Sire them don't even have a pocket. The pocket socket.
Facts.
So they don't because I'm fucking exclusive. But so yeah, I basically have a YouTube show where I say quotes and stuff, and I just wanted to do this with my friends and people that I know. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my friend Kosi.
Yo, what's up?
And he's gonna tell us his quote today. Thank you, Kayla.
Oh man, my quote today, there's a lot, man. There's so many, but I think because we're working in a creative space, the one I'll use is instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create.
Oh, I like that. Wait, I need to write that. I need to write that. Instead of say it again.
instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create.
Shift energy on what you can create. Okay. On what? First of all, I don't know why my phone keeps autocorrecting, like putting BBC. Like what?
That's
What?
your search, bro. That's your recent search apps. What are you talking about? Well, you
No.
know why. You know why.
No. Okay. Instead of worrying about what you annoy control, I say annoying a lot. Can control. Shift your energy to what you can create. Awesome. That is our quote for today. I love that. Okay, first my question for you is, yeah, I don't know about the BBC. What is BBC? Big booty chicks? I don't know. How have you during like the pandemic, everybody's in the house. How have you, I guess, applied this quote to your life?
I think it's, a lot of people sometimes they look at what happened in the pandemic and they think about what they don't have anymore. So, let's say you're a podcaster. Cool. I don't have access to a studio. All right, but like I understand you may want to, kind of say what was me for a little bit. But there are a lot of workarounds. There are a lot of things that that can be done for you to be able to still facilitate, your show. You and your partner live, my partner, my co-host, she lives in Jersey, right? Like Uchechi lives in Jersey, so I live in Brooklyn. So like, yeah, we used to convene and meet in Manhattan every week,
Right.
to record and shit in Times Square. But now with our offices and our studio being shut down, it was like, what is it that we can do now? So let's find workarounds. And we're still working through that process right now, because we want to try to get back to 100% in terms of the quality of the show. But we were able to do the quarantine episodes, and we were also able, and I had never really phoned people in before, but finding those workarounds. And so rather than sitting there wondering like, yo, we don't have the means that we used to, life is going to throw things at you as a creative. Life is going to throw things at you. It's going to throw obstacles in your way. And I think the true testament to resilient people is being able to find those workarounds, to being able to find those things that you can implement, new things that you can learn, right? And I think a lot of people are just uncomfortable about going into the unknown, and they get comfortable in their routine and their system. So I get it. But the way that I've adapted that is just always saying, listen, I can't worry about what I have access to right now. I can't worry about, what fancy new tech thing that I used to be able to work with that I can't work with anymore. That's no excuse, because people been podcasting before all of this. People been creating before all. What's up? What's up? Oh, it's all good.
My
It's
bad.
Gucci. It's cool.
First of all, I don't know why my boss is calling me at 11 o'clock. It clearly says lunchtime on my calendar. That's all I gotta say. But continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that, and also you can't really work. And then like a lot of times, social media is really, really diminishing our self-worth for a lot of people. We get really caught up, and what's crazy? We talked about this on my Insecure show. We talked about last episode where Issa was doing a block party, and then she did the interview with the girl with the YouTube channel. She had this whole decked out situation, and she hadn't even started her channel yet. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to say that, yo, you can't worry about perception all the times. Sometimes you just gotta really create and get the shit started. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you really got to just move forward and not really care about the perception shit, because you can't control how many followers you're gonna have. You can't control who's gonna
Right.
subscribe. You can't control about who's gonna retweet, who's gonna repost, who's gonna story you. You can't control who's gonna review you, or who's gonna put you, the worst thing, who's gonna put you in their top podcast list or top creatives. You can't worry about that type of shit.
Right.
Because if you worry about it, you spend more time worrying about who's acknowledging you
Mm-hmm.
versus the content that you need to be acknowledging yourself.
I love
Real
it.
rap.
So
Put focus on that.
you had said, um, shit, like learn something new, right? How do you feel about that quote that's going around? And I'm not about to say it verbatim, but like basically, if you come out of this quarantine without learning anything new, you're trash.
You
Basically, that's what
trash.
it says. So, but do you agree or disagree?
All right, cool. So, oh man, you gotta allow people grace.
Okay,
You have to allow people grace.
I like that.
Everyone's not on your time.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's not going to be on that type of time. You feel me? Like, it's really not. Like, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
look at it and say to yourself, like, listen, me for example, yeah, we all need haircuts. Cool.
Right.
So what do I do after suffering for however long? I
What
say,
do
yo,
you
bro,
do?
I'ma go. I said, I just ordered myself my whole full barber set. I'm gonna
Okay.
teach myself how to give myself a trim, and we're gonna make it work like that. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that in some practical ways
Okay.
that you should be learning how to do like real life things, to keep yourself to try to maintain some type of normalcy in
Okay.
your life. You know what I'm saying? So
So
I understand. So
I
women
love
doing their
that.
own, women learning how to do their own nails,
Mm-hmm.
men understanding, men learning how to do their own haircuts, like all of that is cool. But at the same time, I do believe that now when you look at it from a creative standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
that's unneeded pressure, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's elite, that's elitist shit. That's not cool. Like
Yeah.
that's not cool. Like you don't know where a person's mental space is.
Right.
You don't know. So that's putting this type of expectation, like you're supposed to come out with an award-winning show while you're on
Mm-hmm.
quarantine.
Right.
Bro, you don't.
I agree, and I really like all of your points. And I hadn't even thought about like because when I read that quote or heard that quote, I thought immediately I'm like, fuck, I need to learn how to do graphics. I bought the book. I need to learn this shit. But like I really just don't even want or not even I don't want, like that's just not where my heart is or like I don't feel like putting my energy into that. But like what is one thing I have learned that isn't creative? I don't know because I really feel like I do shit all on my own. Like I'm not. I used to do my own nails. I just don't feel like buying the shit and spending the time. But like, I love that point because I think when people did read that, they're like, oh, you should come out of quarantine, know how to build a fucking car. And it's like that's not even it. But like, learn how to cook a new meal or something like that. I get that.
You should. I think it applies in terms of your daily life. Like you should learn how to learning how to meal prep
Mm-hmm.
or learning practical skills that'll be able
Right.
to help you. Right.
Like cooking.
Yeah, like little things like that. Learn how to. I think self how to. You should. I do believe that everyone should come out of this quarantine being self-sufficient
Okay.
in some new way, but that doesn't mean like that doesn't mean that you should have 10 show pitches and shit. Not
Right. Right. I
that
get
doesn't mean
that.
that.
I But so another thing that I wanted to talk about, so the quote for those of you who are just joining the live, Kosi brought us a really good quote today, and it is instead of worrying about what you can control, shift your energy on what you can create. So I think for um, me not being so one of the things that I wanted to do with my daily affirmations was to go and film them with guests. So, but it's like I cannot control this pandemic and the fact that I cannot go out and see people and work with people. But what I can create and what I'm focusing on creating are these Instagram lives where we talk about things like this and just creating this content for people that it's not exactly what I wanted to do, but I'm focusing on something that I can actually create, which is this. I took a
Got
little
it.
break, but I'm back.
It's cool. You gotta take the
Yeah.
time too.
Yes. And I think that's one thing too. A lot of people don't realize is that this some somewhat like you have to look at the silver lining of like this whole thing, and it's like you don't have to be on go all day, every day. You can take the time to relax and to chill. Period.
Take
So
the downtime. Like,
yes.
yo, I'm telling you. So as I said, social media have you feeling like you need to be working on something all the time, every day, every minute, and then when you're not working, you need to be thinking. Like, get
Mhm.
out. Like we yo, take the time to mentally heal yourself. Take
Yes.
the time to physically strengthen yourself. Take the time to fall back in love with yourself and what you enjoy, right? Like,
Mhm.
take the time to learn yourself a little bit, because this
Mhm.
we've never been in this type of situation before. We've never had this amount of time before, and if you apply this, if you're not taking this time to really just look at yourself and
Mhm.
reevaluate yourself and seeing what ways that you can grow, seeing what ways that you can improve, and if
Mhm.
you just get caught up in these hot takes about what you should be doing,
Mhm.
then bro, you're not using your time wisely. If it's in you, it's in you. If it's in
Yes.
you to create, like it's in me to create. I'm a creator. I'm a creative person. I always think about ways to bring my community together. Like that's just the type of person that I am. But I've also realized that that's the way that I can not only serve myself, but also serve my community. And that's also a way to bring outside into my life.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, take the time to rest up, to eat, to sleep right, to exercise, to do whatever it is that you want to do. But don't let someone else pressure you into
Yes.
feeling like you need to be doing these things because Rock Nation Brunch Twitter is telling you that
Um.
that's the move.
So, what are some ways that Danny's and to me DE says you got to take this time to better yourself, period. That could be learning how to do something or undo those things that fuck your day up. And then you just said like take the time to grow. What is there one way that you have grown throughout this time? I don't know if I'm asking that question right.
No, I understand it. I'll say that the way that I've grown is like me. I mean, you talked about graphics, so I
Mhm.
do graphics, I do art and design and video
Mhm.
editing, and one of the ways that I've grown is and I'm self-taught.
Mhm.
Everything is self-taught,
Mhm.
and one of the ways that I've grown is adding more to my repertoire,
Okay.
adding more under my belt. You know, so I do believe that when I come out of this, that I'll be able to offer more to my clients,
Okay.
and it'll put me in a position to where I can make more money based on what I'm doing. In terms of that too, I've also taken some on a personal note. I've also taken some time to look at my mental health. You know, I am in therapy,
Mhm.
and I talk to my therapist about some of the things that I've been going through, because there's a lot of pressure to excel as a black man. There's a lot of pressure to succeed. There's a lot of judgment for failure, and sometimes, and not to mention just trying to stay consistent and steady with
Mhm.
great content, and things like that. It can be a little bit overwhelming. So also trying to learn that I am enough. I am enough. Where I am right now in life is where I need to be. And I just
Mhm.
need to maximize where I am at this present moment and not really get so caught up on like what's ahead of me all the time.
Okay. I think so. I'm also in therapy, and um I had a conversation with my therapist one day, and basically she had said, um, some of these relationships that you have are like a fantasy in your head, meaning I think that they are something that they aren't, or I think that they will be something more than they aren't. So I really like took the time to reflect on that and like all the different relationships that I have. And I think the one way that I have grown is because I will be so fucking butthurt about stupid shit that people would do or whatever. And it's just realizing that people are going to be the way that people are. They're not going to be how you want them to be. They're not going to act how you want them to act. They are them. And it's either you accept this about these people or you cut them off or do whatever it is that you need to do. And I feel like once that like clicked in my head, and it was just from that one conversation with my therapist, once that clicked in my head, I just feel so much better about like life. Like it makes me feel better about myself because I'm not fucking worried about nobody else or what they're doing or anything. So I think that's the one way that I've grown.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So yeah. I'm trying to keep up with the comments because the Wonder of Ivy, oh, she says, comparison is the thief of joy. Social media comparison will fuck you up. And
True.
yes, I do you ever catch yourself like trying to, or I guess being caught up in social media? Not really like about comparing yourself to anyone else, but just being caught up in it, the analytics and like how many likes you're getting, this person didn't like this or and stuff like that.
Yes and no. Some stuff does resonate with me in terms of engagement.
Okay.
But I also don't take engagement personally. And also you have to come to the realization that at the end of the day, social media is not, people talk about being efficient, people talk about being effective, being effective, how to raise this, how to, be more visible and all of these things, and all of that's fine and dandy. But I also do realize that social media is just not the place. It should not be the benchmark where
Mhm.
you feel like you should be. I mean, it's an indicator in terms of where your natural, engagement can lie, but it should not be an indication of your worth. And
Yeah.
people sometimes conflate the two. People sometimes equate them one on one, and it's not one to one, and that's not really the case. So
Mhm.
I have caught myself getting. I have compared myself. There have been moments when I'm like, yo, this podcast or this creator gets mad love and their content is mad trash.
Mhm.
But then I realized that that's my opinion.
Right.
And that person and that podcast or that content creator could be serving their community in a way that I'm just not connecting with right now. That has
Mhm.
nothing to do with me. That has
Right.
everything to do with the connection that they have to the audience.
Mhm.
And at that point, you have to redirect your energy and say, yo, what can I do to get to where I want to be without having to trash someone to get there?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to do that. Everyone, deserves success on some level. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like your time is just not come yet, or it will come. You just have to wait.
Right.
Um, that's
I
really
love
it.
what Dallas just said. People conflate metrics with value. And
Yeah, facts.
yeah, and
Absolutely.
it's like, just so I was on Twitter the other day and they brought back the clip of like the Claremont twins went from the Bad Girls Club, and it was like that day that the bitches in the house fucked up all their shit, and then
Hmm.
whatever, the girls got kicked off the show. So something just told me to go look them up on Instagram. And I've seen them before. Do you know who the Claremont twins are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, who are these bitches? And like, I just
One of
really,
them just got out a little
oh,
while ago.
okay. So I looked and I'm just like, who are these bitches? Like, what do they do? I don't know anything about them besides that, like, they got fat asses and expensive shit, and they've always had expensive shit, always. Um, And then I was like I'm like, damn, they got all these fucking followers. But then I'm just like, does that mean that they are that they hold, not that they hold value, but like, I don't even know the way to say this, but like I feel like if I were to compare them, well, they don't have as much followers, but if I were to compare them to like Kim Kardashian, which I don't support the Kardashians, but like it's like not who is better. Like Kim Kardashian holds more value because, like she does things in the community, a lot of like whatever. Um, and I feel like I got caught up in that for a second, like seeing how many followers they have, how much engagement they have. It's like, oh, like fuck. Am I making sense? Probably not.
I mean, I think it's important to see like what works. I think it's important. There's nothing wrong with doing research. You could do research.
Okay.
You can, you can research, what a person's average engagement is like. You can deep dive into a person's social media life, but I think that it needs to always remain objective.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you start putting I into it, the moment you start putting why I can't or why I haven't, like then like it's not really objective anymore. It's not productive anymore. It's really just a session. I won't call it a bitching session, but it's like, bro,
Mm-hmm.
they're them. Like, what are they selling? Look at what they're selling on the timeline.
Right.
It's controversy. It's not, it's like they're problematic or they're vain or
Mm-hmm.
they're shallow. Like, look at these things. Are you these things? We know that
Mm-hmm.
controversy sells on the timeline. We know that bigotry and elitism and colorism and racism and classism sells on the timeline. We know World Star Fights is going to go viral.
Right.
That means that people find their entertainment deep rooted within negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Within negativity. But if you out here putting positive shit out, then that thing is not, it may not burn the same way. It may
Yeah.
not, it may be a slow burn, and you gotta respect that, because what do they say? Bad news travels faster.
Yeah. You're right.
Bad news travels faster. That's
You're
all I'm
right.
saying.
You're right. I'm looking at the comments. Marquise says social media can create opportunity, but it's knowing how to stay authentic and know to create community, which is where more opportunities will come. Yes,
Indeed.
definitely. Um, the Wonder of Ivy says you're making total sense. Followers don't paint the entire picture. 10,000 followers doesn't mean, is that 10,000? Can I read?
Niggas be buying
They
shit.
be buying followers. Yes.
Buying this. Also paying for, you can pay for reviews. You can pay
Mm-hmm.
for reviews. You can pay for
Yeah.
everything.
Pay
I
for
mean, you
everything.
can
Yeah.
pay for everything. If you can pay for a human, you can pay for a human engagement.
Yes.
Like, you
No,
know what I'm saying? So
I was listening to Joe Budden podcast and they were talking about on the latest podcast the CGIs, like how they are, which I've seen this before, but how they're making like influencers who are CGI, like they're not real, but they're influencers and they get paid for all of that. What do you think about that? Or is that just what the future is beholding?
that's where it's going. There's obviously a niche for that. Like,
Mm.
I don't have, it doesn't
I wonder
affect
who
me.
gets paid.
It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. I look at it and say that's what the people are into. That's what they want. Yeah, there was a white woman who was like a CGI model,
Mm-hmm.
and she was taking photos full CGI, and she was getting hundreds of thousands of likes.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what people are into. Like, and that I have no thoughts on it. That's not pertaining to my community, and I can only care
Okay.
about what pertains to my community.
When I thought of it, maybe my brain just went like crazy. But I'm like, yo, this is like not on some iRobot shit, but kind of like on
Computer
its way
graphics.
there. Like it's on its way there. It's like, okay, well, this person they have like, because then we can do the artificial intelligence, and now they know how to fucking like speak to us and communicate and have real conversations. And then next thing we know, it's gonna be fucking robots everywhere on every fucking corner. And they're gonna be our friends and they're gonna turn on us. That's literally what I thought. Or I'm like, are we gonna be paying robots in the future to like be entertainers and Like, we're going to these concerts with these robots. I don't know. That's just what I thought when I heard that. I'm like, yo, this is going to elevate because they already have like the robots with the artificial intelligence who sit there and have conversations with you.
Yeah, I think that slowly, and not to get off track, but what I will say is just that, you know, now when you see rappers being immortalized through holograms
Yeah,
in their concerts, you
I
know,
do not like
Pop
that.
Smoke, I think it was, they did it with Pop Smoke, they did it with Prince, they did it with Tupac.
How
Yeah,
do you
people,
find out about those concerts and go to them?
I'm not sure.
Me
I don't
either.
know.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, how would I? Would you go to one of those concerts?
No.
People in the comments, would y'all go to one of these concerts? Marquise says, I don't fuck with AI. Neither do
Yeah,
I.
I can't do
I
that.
went to a conference in October, and the guest speaker was one of them robots, and she was talking with the host, and I was like, "This is really creepy. Like, this is really creepy because she's just going to keep learning and learning and learning and learning, and then know every fucking thing."
Yeah, I'm cool.
Jazz said she's a tech nerd, so yes, she'll go to the concert. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've seen Beyonce live, and she then made me cry like 3 times. I don't think a CGI would make me cry 3 times because I know it's not them singing it. I don't know. I want to go
Valid.
to the concerts. Um, Marquis says, I think it's a dope for lighting designers up front and center. That's hilarious. Y'all are silly. So yeah. Um, I guess that is all that I have today, unless anybody else in the comments has anything that they want to share, like, or how have you all, oh, yeah, this is a good question. How have you guys in the comments, how have you guys applied this quote? So the quote is, instead of worrying about what you can't control, shift your energy on what you can create. So what the thing that I said was that, like, I can't control that I can't go and film with friends, but I can do my Instagram lives. So that's the one thing that I'm creating is my Instagram lives, and I'm gonna have them on YouTube. So definitely look out for that. I already have the one with L Jones up there, so we are in good shape.
Yeah, I think I think it's just important to, like, as I said, you know, that quote is really, really, it hit the nail on the head for me. Just because sometimes people don't, and you know what, you know what else is crazy? Like, it also applies to your personal connections too.
Okay.
A lot of times people feel like they don't have the plug, or that they have to reach like vertically. Building vertically, that's a social media hot take.
Okay.
People are always talking about, you know, oh, you have to elevate your company to become elevated, and that's not true, because there are people that are beside you. The next generation is usually side by side with you,
Right.
honestly, and it's better to create horizontally with people who are like-minded and in similar positions to yours, than to always try to reach out for the new hot the you know, the people with the followers, or the people that have the industry credibility, because that's cool, but everybody's time comes and goes. And if you spend
Right.
more time, investing your energy and your effort and your attention into individuals who could be transitioning on their way out. Look at a lot of people who are in the creative culture right now. A lot of people are transitioning out. A lot of people don't know what to do with themselves in this COVID situation. They haven't had to think on their feet in this way in a long time. And you see a lot of creators or people or hot people not really coming out with content like that.
Right.
But before this, it was the best thing since sliced bread, and people invested heavy in getting to know them and becoming aligned with them. But real shit, like, you have the next generation of dope people on the timeline interacting with you every day, but you don't see them as valid, and that's also problematic as shit. You know, and it also hinders you from really developing your tribe. It really does.
Yeah.
You know, because you shoot up the popularity ladder, but when you get up there, who's there to support you though? Like who is there with you to really see you stay up there? It's gonna be a lot of other people up there that aren't gonna know who you are like that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I think that us uplifting one another and us building together and us becoming stronger as a unit together
Mm-hmm.
is way more important to me than my success. Like what
Right.
Run the Tape does, what me and Uchechi does, that's amazing. But
Mm-hmm.
it's also dope if, you know, the official street is right there alongside with us. If,
Right.
you know, we have Tasha Talks, you know, alongside with us. If we have you know, Marquise and his American Negro podcast, which is dope by the way, with us as well. Like that's important, bro. It's
Yeah.
important.
What podcast did you just say?
Marquise has This American Negro, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken,
Okay.
which is fire. Tasha, well, Tasha Talks a Lot, which is also a great podcast too. You have some great black creatives having some like coming out with amazing content, and those are the people that you want to be building with. Like, you know, the I think what Tasha did, she did the Kim Folk event, the podcast link up event. That's all black. That's all black creative. That's women doing this shit. That's a black woman doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like bringing together the entire podcast community or a group of
Right.
podcasters together. That wasn't no big corporation.
Right.
That wasn't no big, you know, that no big movement. Like you don't see loudspeakers. Yo, I'm about to.
Go ahead.
I don't know who's in the room, so I don't want to like. I don't know who's in the room, but I'm just saying, like, you don't see Loudspeaker Network putting shit together to bring people together. You don't see that.
They not in here.
You don't see Gimlet. You don't see
Mm-hmm.
Earwolf. You don't see this shit. This is
Right.
coming from us. So it's like because they're not attached to us. They may support our content. Cool. They may hire black people as podcasters. Cool. But are they invested in the podcast community, the person of color podcast community? They're not. So it's important that you cannot idolize these monoliths that we have. You have to look beside yourself and see who can I build with right now? Who can I create? And I think it's super important that as creatives that we come together and financially begin to make a dent in this. Why are we giving these studios mad bread? Why are we giving
Right.
them more money?
Right.
Pool our money together and say, yo, let's create a studio. Let's
Right.
create a studio. Who has the equipment? Who has the space? Well, let's figure it together. If you get 3, 4 people together, y'all can knock that out and y'all can create the
Mm-hmm.
next network that's black owned and black operated. But
Yeah.
we're so busy looking for white recognition. Let me chill.
No, go ahead. We got 15 more minutes until it goes off.
I just feel like because we're looking for white recognition, we will stop the elevation of us as a group in
Mm-hmm.
an effort to align with white ideals
Mm-hmm.
and white positioning. Nah,
Right.
you can't do that. You can't do that. And that's what's really holding us back. They got a head up. They got a leg up on us. They've been
Mm-hmm.
podcasting and creating before we even knew what the shit was. There was
Right.
only certain shows like Combat Jack and a couple other shows that were really like on, like that were really on it, early,
Mm-hmm.
and that's cool, right? But nowadays we behind the 8 ball, so that means that
Right.
we have to kind of fast forward our progress, and the way that we do that is as a unit, not individually. Individually, you're not gonna win, but as a community, I think that you could come together. So instead of thinking like, yo, I'm the next seat of, like I want to be the next seat of God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool, but what is seat of God doing for the podcast community?
Right. Yeah.
What
But
is Angela Yee?
sometimes
What is
though,
Angela Yee doing for the podcast community?
you
What is
said we need to network across like horizontally, but sometimes I find that people who I may think that we are not on the same level, but someone who I can network with and I can work with, they not fucking with me because they think they're better or they're doing more or whatever it is.
fuck them?
So it's like,
That's
how do you
it.
even know? But it's
Fuck
like, how do you
them.
even know? Like, I don't know.
You can tell. I mean, like, listen, look. A snake will show you. Once a snake shows you his scales, I don't need you to show me. I don't need to see his teeth.
Okay.
I don't need to see his teeth. I don't.
Okay.
I already see the skin. That shows me already. Like
Mhm.
I can already tell. Like, yo, this nigga's moving funny. She's
Mhm.
moving funny. This is some like I big people up
Mhm.
often, and you don't always get it back. And when Sayer did his conversation, we talked about that. We talked about investing in other people, pouring
Right.
into other people, and
Right.
really aligning with their success. But you gotta ask yourself, are you as invested? Are they as invested in you?
Mhm.
Are they as invested in you winning? So you can repost and retweet and help somebody else go viral. Are they retweeting your shit? Are they reposting your shit? Are they bigging up your shit? So all these lists that people are creating,
Mhm.
all these lists and all of these viral things that people are creating that we rush to validate other people. Yo, what are they doing for you?
Right.
What did I've had mad conflicts in 2019, 2020. I had mad kind of conflicts with popular podcasters and popular
Mhm.
creatives where I just looked at these niggas and I was like, yo, y'all niggas is trash. Like,
Mhm.
and not trash as far as the content, but just
But
trash in terms of like
people.
how trash in terms of how you navigate this
Mhm.
industry. And we watch niggas, we say, all right, cool. You want to shit on niggas while you're on your way up. Bet that.
Mhm.
Bet that. But we gonna see you on your way down.
Right.
We gonna see you on
Period.
your way down. Or we gonna see you and we gonna pass you. Or we gonna pass you and we gonna see you on our way up. And then we
Right.
gonna remember that shit. But you can't get so caught up in always trying to be like, yo, I got 1,000 followers, so I want to get somebody that has 100,000 followers. I get how that makes sense because you're looking
Right.
at cross branding and exposure. If you're
Mhm.
looking at that from that angle, that's cool. But don't become an elitist platform
Right.
where like all of my followers, all of my viewers, no, excuse me, all of my guests, minimum have to be like they have to have this amount. Crazy shit
When
is
we just said that people buy followers, so it's not even gonna do anything for you.
crazy shit. Last year, I will never forget this moment. There's a podcast that we know, me and you both know we cool with.
Mhm.
They asked, they were they was talking about having me on the show and shit. I said, bet, no problem. They
Mhm.
sent me an application. Like, yo, I like sending your application. I said, nigga, you want me to apply?
Right.
And then I realized I was like, wait a minute. I was like, then I looked at who else they had on the show. I was
Mhm.
like, come on, son. Like, when you really then I realized at that moment, I was like, you know what? Nah, this is just some clout shit. This
Right.
is some clout shit
Right.
because I don't have thousands of followers, then it's like, whatever. But the real tea is I can generate a better episode than the thousand
Mhm.
follower guest that you have because I heard the episode and that episode was trash.
Right. Because
So
not everybody can talk. Everybody wants to be on a podcast, but people cannot hold a conversation.
niggas
People
can't
do
talk.
not how to get there. I mean, I know I'll be sucking at getting my thoughts across sometimes, but
Sayer, chill out.
people be sucking at getting their thoughts across. Um, and
Yeah.
it's like you think you can be on a podcast. No, this is like actual work.
Work.
This is
Yeah.
actual work. Yo, hi Kinyo, and I'm sorry for anybody in here, but I fucking hate when people start podcasts. First of all, I've been doing this shit since 2012. I fucking hate when people know I've been doing this shit since 2012. Whitney, no, we're not putting it on the podcast. Um, I when people know that, and then now they just now starting a podcast, and they want to hit me up talking about help me do this, that, and the third. Da, da, da. But you have not supported me not one fucking episode out of the
It's
fucking.
facto.
First of all, I had a radio show for 2 years. I never missed a fucking week. So that's 100 and something fucking episodes that I did right there on my fucking radio show, and now we are. I would say I've been on like 200 episodes of the Officially Stream podcast. You have not listened to not one of my fucking episodes, and you think I'm about to just come and help you set up your fucking equipment and put up the fucking backdrop? No, fuck you. That shit is annoying.
I'm gonna
It's
leave
so
y'all.
fucking annoying.
I'm gonna leave y'all with a story.
Okay.
Fuck it. So me and Uchechi were doing Run the Tape. We were doing Subject to Change, which was our live series. We did two last year. We did one, we was at Vaughn, and we had, let me just explain this to you, right? Because there's a lot of themes to this shit. Mm-hmm. So in this story,
you have 8 minutes.
All right, I mean, okay. Easy.
Okay.
So we had Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
We had Sinead Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Those were our guests.
Mm-hmm.
And we was like, all right, bet, no problem. So Mouse was doing trap karaoke at the same time. So then I reached out to Mouse mad long ago. I was like, yo, Mouse, pull up. Mouse, pull up. Mouse, pull up. Let's go. Like, he was like, I bet, I got you, no problem. Now, mind you, we did. Now, this is where I learned the whole snake analogy that I used before. Mm-hmm. We did He-Man Women Haters Club, and we did a cross show. Me, Uchechi, Reek, Funny Julius, and somebody else. Mm-hmm. Now, this is their platform. They asked us to partner up and do a cross show with them. I said, bet, no problem. So then we did the show, but Mouse didn't come. Mm-hmm. So I said, in that moment, I was like, that shit didn't sit well with me. I said, no problem, no issue. It is what it is. Then on the next, but then, you know, I said, let me give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Then I said, well, Mouse, you want to do the live show with us? I should have trusted my gut. Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, bet, I'll do it. I said, cool. It was June 14th. I think he hit me June 11th and was like, oh, bro, my fault. By the way, I can't do the show. And I was like, yo, bro, it's 3 days before, bro. Like, right. What we talking about? Now, mind you, I already saw the skin. Mm-hmm. Why am I surprised that I saw it? Why am I surprised? But really, when I looked at it, right, she didn't really bring anything to the table in that show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really carried it. We had Taco on the show. Didn't really bring anything as a guest. We kind of carried it. So for me, I'm looking at, and this isn't to shit on nobody. This isn't to start any beef. What I'm saying is these are examples of how I'm learning from the advice that I just gave y'all. I learned the hard way. Mm-hmm. Invest in the individuals that invest in you. Mm-hmm. Respect the individuals that respect your craft. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, these names and these hot takes and these viral tweets, mm-hmm, and these kind of political movements that you see, that doesn't mean that deep down they are of value to you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So right, y'all could take from that story, which I will. Y'all can take from that story, which I will. Y'all can go tell who y'all tell. I don't care. But at the end of the day, the reason why I told you the story was not to shit on them. It was to hold myself accountable. Yes. Hold myself accountable. That learning from that experience, me and Uchechi had the conversation. She was like, we don't need names no more. You know, it's not about that. We can go get, we had Smoke Dizza, we had Mano, we had all these big people. That was cool. That was, but they pulled through. But when it comes to like the political pundits and the people that we want to talk to, we don't need names. Look at the Marquises out here that are doing amazing content. Look at the people. Look at the Black women in the creative space that aren't getting highlighted. Right. Look at them. Build with them. Right. Don't always try to go for the name, because the name will treat you like just that, a name. Right. That's my tea for the day. I love it. Thank you so much. Let everybody know who doesn't follow you, where they can find you. Yeah, no doubt. And, like, all your good stuff. All right, cool. We're gonna run through this real quick. So my name's Cozy, Comfy Cozy. You can connect with me on Twitter, Instagram at Comfy Cozy. One half of the Run the Tape podcast. If you a couple of things I'm doing the daily do-rags. Thank you to everybody that's been a part of it. It's been amazing. It's been huge. Daily do-rag is just for you to kind of feel vindicated while you're in your house. It's for you to feel beautiful while you're in the house. So it's a partnership that I did with Bonus and with Bonus and Durags, their podcast via Simone. Shout out to her too. We just wanted to put people in a creative space to where, like, even when you're in your home, like say here, and you look bummy, you got your durag on,
Mhm.
you're still. It's part of our culture. Like, we can't
Mhm.
hide that. Let's not hide that. So I'm doing that as well. Also, just launched Blackflix, which is Netflix but only black films. It'll be showing every Friday, every week. Last week we did More Money, which is a great turnout. Shout out to everybody that came to that. And then this week we doing Django Unchained, because I feel like right now with all of these black people dying, we need to see some white people taking some L's.
Mhm.
So we're gonna be doing that. Flyer is actually gonna go out after this. You can RSVP in my bio for that too. And there's a couple other things that I have working on, some solo projects, but you know, I'm outside. I'm here.
Awesome. Great. And I'm Cherry Poppins. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be doing another live this Thursday with Nostalgic. So that one should be interesting. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Cherry Poppins TV, where you can get a new daily affirmation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So
Love y'all, man.
that's all I got. Peace out.
Peace out. Take care.